Hey guys, it's Kevin from the Wisconsin Rural Folk Society. Kind of an odd place to start a video on a Monday. Or Monday. Mondag. Still working on the linguistics and pronunciations. So, try to use them whenever I get. I'm pretty sure I will make it a little grief for butchering them, but hey, you know, that's how you learn, right? Home today, unfortunately, because my truck decided that it wasn't going to start. I guess the spark plug wires are getting a little thin and they're damp, and that's usually when that happens after rain. And these are sorts of things that you can expect when you get ready to go do an event. Things like that. Stupid things like transportation breaking down, or just money not being where it should be, like you thought it was going to be. You know, or maybe you forget an item. Because this weekend we are going up into our Hunters Rites. Norse magic and spiritual belief has a good video on this about berserkers and why they do it. The basic dumbed down version of this is they go in to kill the predatory animals and to kill the winter. Obviously, we're not going to be hunting predatory animals. We don't have the tags for those. But we will be hunting whitetail, and we will be hopefully moving around and practicing bushcraft and some fieldcraft as well. And that's a big thing that gets kind of overlooked in the heathen community, because everyone's like, you gotta go out and connect with nature. But some people's idea of nature is going to a park, and okay, and that does work. I mean, it is one of those things that's what they have to do because they probably live, you know, they live in a very populated area, and maybe there isn't forest near. Some of us are fortunate enough to be able to go up and above into the great north and actually be able to do these things. This might be a long video too, so just bear with us. Last year we had to wait for one of our guys to get in, and I'm hoping that because we have such a small party this year that we'll all be there at a certain time so we can kind of just get to the campground for the first night, drop our stuff, make a fire, have a good time, pick up in the morning, and actually go and explore a little more. Our goal is to get around the smaller lake and onto the backside of the bigger lake. Now, normally that would be easy because you have trails through there, but this is all beaver pond and swamp. And we've seen people with kayaks and canoes at the access points with the beavers. So, you know, it's not very easy to travel through these areas. And that's kind of what we're not only hoping to highlight there, but kind of, you know, inspire everyone else to take the precautions needed as well. Tonight I was leaving early to actually grab my gear from the storage. And obviously now I'm home, so I'm going to gather up what I can here, right? But yeah, these are kind of the little things like this that start happening in the beginning of the week. The trick here is not to panic and not to worry too much. The only time you worry is if you have to cancel the event. That's happened in the past, but not too sudden. It's like, let's see, what was it? There was something on my mind about Midsummer last year. Okay, yeah, good example, the truck. The fuel pump went out in it. So I had another mode of transportation, which is the bike. But right now, it is actually starting to cool down. It has been wet. And the deer are moving horrendous because it is our actual hunting season. And the bugs have driven them out of the forest, you could say, and they're all around the road. But up there, it's going to be a lot colder, so. But it's things like that just anticipate and try to put aside a pool of reserve, or have another mode of transportation if possible, or have a carpool. These are the things that happen. Anyways, we have Viking games this past weekend. There's some photos up on the page of the fur and tanning class that we did. And that pelt is actually hanging in my garage, finishing drying. And then we are going to tan it. I'm not exactly sure what we might use it for just yet, because I have about 3 more hanging up in our window. Strangely enough, I think it keeps the neighbors on their toes. But yeah, hopefully nothing happens towards the end of the week. I'm sure I will get it started tomorrow, and hopefully the rain just holds off until payday, and I can put new plugs and wires on, which any more money is not that big of an issue. It's just time, and I'm short on time come Friday when I get paid, because I'm not going to be able to, just wake up and go do it. I have to wake up, throw all my stuff in the truck, make sure I have everything, and then head north. So that when you put on events and things like that, that's what happens. That is going to be the first part of the video. Next part, hopefully I will be on the road heading up. I'll be using the GoPro to record and then saving the batteries on the Canon. So I got 2 extra batteries this year for the Canon. The GoPro I'll just charge up in the truck if needed. Last year the GoPro worked like a champ, and I was able to record everything in a few shots. This year is going to be a little different. The Uller video is going to get moved back towards Yule. It makes no sense to have a video about a god of winter without actually having footage of the snow or the ice towards Yule, right? And it's still our season to hunt, so I think Uller reigns quite supreme in Wisconsin, to be completely honest. Plus there is a study that I am picking apart, and I had to put it in my own words, so I'm not, what's it called, plagiarizing, something of that nature. That way I can say, yeah, I studied this, but it's original for me because I did the time to take apart that study, put it into my own words. It's somebody else's research, and I will be giving them credit for it, but I want to make the video as quality, top-notch, and as real as possible. And if I get a deer earlier on, I'll probably actually use that in the video, and depending on YouTube, because I think the last time we did something like this, it did get monetized, and I'm not sure exactly whatever happened to that video. I think it was on the other channel. That's because I used a certain song or clip or something. It will probably just get uploaded into BitChute, and I will do a very short video explaining to the link below. That's where you will go to find that video, because I know BitChute's a little more lenient. And I'm sorry, I'm itching. I was getting bit by mosquitoes when I'm outside. It's weird. I've never itched, and all of a sudden here it is, right? Anyways, see you guys later. Oh, we're back, and it's Reyes Day, or Frigg's Day. Big argument on that one I've seen lately. So we're almost to our destination, and it's been like dead zone, lots of color on the trees. Dead zone, lots of color. Mainly the birch trees. We're in the Highlands, high north, and I was going to go back into the back way of the forest roads, but since we're kind of strapped for time because I'm about an hour behind, we're going to just stay on the main roads and take the fastest route. I probably honestly should have just took yesterday off, but it took a whole week for our wedding, and we're just not very in the vacation giving mood at the moment. So weather, so far there's been a little bit of rain, not much, and it looks like patches of blue sky. So it's going to be kind of a wet trip, I guess. We might just make camp, and then we might just go explore. I'm going to be filming for the Uller video a little bit, because a lot of the footage I have I'm not really fond of. I'm going to be trying to do a better voice narration for the beginning of the video. And then when the snow starts hitting the ground, which I'd imagine about late broadheads for a big game. Maybe if we can find cottontails in the hair, we'll try to get some of them. I got fishing lines and lures, and maybe we can find some bait. I don't know. It's still pretty warm out. It's raining again. And maybe we can have some fish and things like that. So on my other channel, I posted up this Hunters Rite. And yeah, in that video, we caught a fish, and that's when I taught my stepson how to do a very large bass. Hang on a minute, we're turning. So yeah, we're on the last main road, and then from here we're going into the national forest. So anyways, I will turn the camera back on. Hopefully we get back on the trail, and I'm not sure how the trail looks. I haven't been up in this area since May, but we'll find out, right? Catch you in a bit. Oh, this looks like fun.
I was trying to find the least squishy parts of it.
Hello, Forrest. Nice to see you too. Welcome, Scand America. Oh, boy, this is so much drier. Okay. From last year, anyway.
Yeah, it was all white back then.
Yeah, it was all mud. Kind of worried about that this time.
What's that?
Kind of worried about that this time.
What's that?
That being washed right out because of all the rain we had.
That?
Oh yeah. Looks like it's just been steadily draining. Oh, thank you, Timberlands. Oh, I can try down through here because I got boots that are waterproof. This wasn't so bad. A little deep, but not too bad. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I look back right now and think of all the physical training I've been doing, and extremely thankful I have been. Not too out of breath, a little bit, not much. Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, you're just hitting the top a little bit. That looks pretty fresh broke. That looks pretty fresh and broken.
Hey guys, we're back. First night out. Got in, set up camp, got wood. Extremely warm this morning. Extremely warm last night. Now there's a nice cool breeze. So we kind of just got together and decided what we're going to do today. Well, this is it. This is where we usually do our Hunters Rites nowadays. And this is about a mile of trail back into a campsite. And today I think we're planning on going back up in there. I'm not sure if you can see that with the fog, but it's actually starting to lift, and there's a good hillside, and there's a row of birch over there. So, but this is where we like to come up and do these. I just did a little filming for the Uller video because I didn't like the introduction, and I may redo the narrations as well. But yeah, we'll be getting going as soon as it kind of preps up a little bit and we can tell what the weather is going to be exactly. The fog is lifting and it's cloudy this morning, that we know of. But you can see tints of blue in the sky, so it's supposed to be cloudy and partly sunny today. There's fish in here. Not very many, but there's fish. You think lakes like this would be loaded, but the whole area is actually beaver dammed. And this is actually a little higher than it was last year. Because last year you get like down into here, and now you can't. So, seen a lot of animal sign coming in. Supposedly we have wild pigs up here too, but I've never seen them. One of my guys found bear scat and deer trails. We also found somebody drug a boat back here and made paddles. So, some real bushcraft stuff right there. Quite interesting. Thought it was going to rain, so he propped it up using it as a shelter. But this lake is actually connected to another lake that has an island, but the water's too high to get on the island. So the island is actually under. All in all, it's a very nice and potential area for what we do. We keep going, you'll see more, I guess. Might be a long video too. I'm not sure how long this one's going to be. Oh, we're back again. Hope you enjoyed that little romp through the hunting grounds. We decided to start seeking out a grove and everything. We're up here because we've been here multiple times. And, well, we kind of found one not very far from the campsite. And I'll show you that in a little bit here. But we found a few more over there. We found a lot of deer sign. And I'll probably upload that whole 30-minute video if you guys really want to watch that whole tromp through. Sorry, we stayed at lunch. Yeah, it's warmed up quite a bit. At first it was just like all cloudy, but now it's like nice and warm. And yeah, I kind of built a small altar actually, all three of us. And I won't show you everything, but the table, the altar slab or table is still here when we get back. We're going to pin it, make it permanent. And the tree was dead before we cut it. So, for anyone who needs that clarification, because there are those people out there, and I used to be one of those people too. Right next to a giant spruce, actually. And now we can see that there's a blotch of blue sky, and yeah, but the main goal today was to try to get around to the back side of the lake to this giant hill over here. and we just found that it's just all plain swamp. It can be extremely hard to navigate and get into. You can fall in, you can sink. So, I mean, I was up to my knee in water. So I'm like, alright, well, I guess we're not doing that. So there's a few ways to get to the other lake from here. And you'll see when I zoom that video in what I'm talking about. You can go by boat. You can go to the other trailhead. Or eventually we can just build a bridge. Once we're this far in, if we were to do it this weekend, we would build a bridge. But I don't think we're going to do it this weekend. You probably hear water running in the background, and that is the boundary for the beaver ponds and everything. The beavers were in here and they dammed everything up. So it can be extremely difficult to navigate this wilderness, and you got to know what you're doing. You got to bring the right stuff to the right gear. I'm actually overloaded this time. I'm carrying camera equipment and things I really don't need. And I'm dressed more for what October's weather should be. So, but yeah, if this site's still here in a year, we'll probably drop a pin on it, and we'll release when we release the maps. And there's plenty of other places we can go to explore. So this is going to be our last night here. We'll probably do like a small bloat or something, or a hail. That's the Hunters Rite. We found plenty of deer sign, bear, rabbit. So there's game here. Just finding it. And this is a very vast wilderness. You know, you watch bushcraft videos and things like that, and they show you the nice parts, but they don't. And they'll show you some of the parts that were really bad too, but not always. That's what you saw there. That's where you find your very large animals, your smart animals, the animals that have a lot of meat on them, the big antlers, you could say, or you find a lot of the smarter ones like the bears and things like that. But anyways, let me grab my camera. First thing I'll show you is that. That is the gap that divides us from the other site in the lake. And that runs all through the region here. And that is our altar table. It's not much. It's probably what our ancestors would have had if they didn't have a giant rock or a slab of stone. This is more of a grove. There are also some things here that I'm not going to show you just right yet, because we're in the process. Everything survives, we'll make it official. But we also discussed the model for a temple for the state of Wisconsin as well, and how we're going to do this. And I'm actually going to try and build a miniature model. So that's going to be a work in progress, and you'll see it in spring. I've mentioned this in previous videos, but I used to run a page called the Focus Altar Project, and that's what my book is about, is building these altars and coming out to these places. So this is field research, you know, this is field work, and I have honestly only got maybe half a chapter done. But I'm trying to put in the miles and actually do the research. So this is for the people that want to do something like this. But anyways, we find anything else interesting, I'll probably start the camera back up. I'll probably get some more GoPro footage on the way out with the truck. The leaves were awesome coming in. I also plan on taking a few small pine shrubs with me home, because there's plenty of them here and I need a boundary for the yard. I also had to rig up a surveillance system in my yard for that, because I live right next to a very religious establishment. So But anyways, if I don't see you guys anymore this trip, stay rural, stay focused. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. It helps us out too. Probably that trail up ahead.
What's that?
Probably the trail up ahead. We in the thick of it now.
What's that?
We in the thick of it now.
Yeah, thinking.
Probably this way would have been better. I don't know.
What's that?
Probably this over here would have been a little better.
Alright, let's not do another one.
I wonder if there wasn't a trail over here at one point.
That looks like a, I don't know what that would be. Would that be a campsite marker?
What's it say on it?
Survey marker or something?
No, it's not a survey marker.
I wonder if it was a trail marker at one point. Pretty old.
Doesn't make any sense to me at all.
It could have been a trail around this lake.
That is weird.
It's amazing what you find. FPB.
Say again?
I'm just reading the trail marker. FPB 536 ECW 12P S or C 37. I'll look it up later. Oh, I got the camera rolling.
Look it up when you got internet.
I'll post it up in some of the wilderness groups too. They'll know exactly what it is. Oh, deep, deep, deep.
Stand in your place and take this.
Swamp, swamp, swamp.
you guys want to go?
Guess as long as we're heading back towards the camp. Oh,
That's that way.
We should be thinking about it soon, I think.
yeah.
Go back.
Oh, is it too deep, man?
Yeah, I don't feel like spending the night out in here.
You know where you are?
Well, the lake's that
Watch
way.
on the direction. That's all.
Go that way.
I'm not climbing over that shit. Go back this way, maybe it's shorter.
This is shorter.
What's that?
This is shorter. You might be able to. Yeah, you can go either go back or we can go right through here.
I think it over there might be easier. I don't know, I can't see it clearly from here either, so.
It's thick. This is where the deer hang out. It's thick up in here.
It's out of there.
Wherever you can get through.
Hold that. There's a step here, so watch it.
Oh, so you got a balance act, huh?
Yeah. Yep. Ass overhead, here we come. No tripping.
Go that way.
Yeah.
Unless you just want to go over again.
I think if you went to your right, I think you'd be able to.
Get around it.
Yep, going around. Yeah, could have went that way. Careful with this one. Yeah, because there's that grove of maple right there. That'd make a nice bloat spot. So back to where we started. So there's a deer trail right here. They could try to follow that through up there. Goes right into that sugar maple.
Give it a shot.
Yeah.
It almost looks like there's something there.
Oh yeah, it's like grove and the sugar maple.
Head back, right?
Yeah. Think we've seen what we need to see. Has to be like getting here maybe at 3 o'clock in the morning so we can get in here, sit for until about 9. Well, that's a bedding area, so maybe in the evening. Snakeberry.
What's that?
Snakeberry.
Oh, that is?
Yeah. Poisonous.
That way?
No, that's the pond.
This way then?
Yeah.
That side of the tree?
Still a trail out over here.
Probably a beaver actually used this thing. Up before the seeds.
Oh, that's a big piece of shit. Yeah.
What is it?
Might be. No, it's not deer. It might be.
It's probably bear.
Probably.
Huh?
Probably. Maybe.
No, that's a deer.
Huh.
That's a deer eating a lot of green stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's the first time I've ever seen that. Fuck, at least we know where we can come up and sit. This is easy to get to. All right, bud.
What's that?
You all right?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey Mark, what's this one here?
A chicken in the woods.
I forgot it's not. I know it's one of the ones.
I know, I've
He's
seen it
related
before.
to lion's mane.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a lion. Take my hands.
Beat up the tree. Ooh. That was a deep hole.
Nope.
Good thing I had these boots.
There's the lake.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna come right out and camp.
Yep. Like right about here?
Gotta be careful because it's a lot of water in here. End up drying boots off at this point. Not careful. A lot of nettle in here. Oh, humans, the things you do. That'd be a bitch to drag a deer out of there.
Yeah. My stepdad once shot a deer. And he just got sick of getting caught on everything. So he threw it over his shoulders. I was like waving my hat. Someone's gonna fucking shoot you. What time is it?
Oh, no.
10:40.
10? Okay. Right here. Save it for you. Hey, that's where I think it's.
I think that's what we can.
Yeah.
What is this hollow anyway?
Right, right.
But it's a ribbon. Man, they dragged this. Look at all the fucking scars on it.
Yeah. They dragged that.
You weren't kidding.
Yeah.
We definitely drugged it out here.
This is the same boat. They dragged it out of there and then pulled it back into here. But they came back here a lot, and they probably been worth it. You might come back here to duck hunt and shit. There's apparently more than one, because I'll tell you, that thing